Right, hello. The lighting's not going to be brilliant because it's a really dark day outside, pouring down with rain, and so we're just under artificial lights indoors, not much natural light at all. We're here at the grow tent again. Not that you can see much in there, but I really want to just do a short video on some unusual palms for the UK, I guess, that didn't make it into the tent but seem to be doing okay under artificial light, because they don't get any natural light in the back room here, but you know, they're ticking over. So we've got a Tetrasperma elegans, which is a double in the pot, which obviously had outside in the garden in the summer, and this is the second winter. I wouldn't say it enjoys indoor conditions, but it tolerates it. You know, that has the smaller of the two has pushed out a new leaf here, which again I think might have a bit of insect damage on that. But the bigger one, let's say there's two in a pot, and if you look at the trunks, if you like, they're obviously one is more dominant than the other. So the bigger one, this is the leaf has pushed out in indoor conditions, and we've got a spear coming as well. So like I say, not enjoying the indoor conditions but tolerating it, and it is still growing very slowly. So that is a good option for, I guess, a house plant if you've got a sort of sunny window, you know, and to go outside in the summer months. They don't, that's not a palm that, you know, needs a huge amount of heat. They tend to tick over quite well around the 20 to 25 mark degrees Celsius, that is. But you know, obviously will grow quicker the warmer it is. So yeah, that's just been there just outside the grow tent. Obviously the pot was too big to fit in there, and that would take up too much space in there with the canopy as it is. So that is the Tetrasperma elegans. Then we've got a couple of Areca Catechus. I think in the past I've called these Dipsis Catechu, so I assumed Areca palm is a fairly common house plant in the UK here, the golden cane palm, or Dipsis lutescens. That's often called Areca palm, and when I brought these, that was 5 little seedlings in a pot. I've got it in a garden centre, and quite an unusual find really. And it said Areca palm, so I thought, oh, it's this Dipsis lutescens, but when I looked closer it said Areca Catechu. So I think the common name for these are beetle nut palms. I think they're quite you know, for palm collectors, they're quite a nice palm. They are a proper tropical palm, if you like. They certainly won't take a frost, and they didn't do too well outside. Obviously the summer we had last year was pretty poor, but nevertheless they're still alive. This one is even pushing a spear, as you can see. So like I said, I did buy 5 little seedlings in a pot. I planted one up as a triple, and these two were separate. Well, the 3 in the triple pot, there's obviously a bigger pot, held on to more moisture, and I've just lost 2 of them. They just rotted away, and the third is just hanging in there. But I'll give you an update on that in the spring, where these 2 are obviously in smaller individual pots. They've been kept a lot drier, and yeah, they're doing okay, but I think I'd like to get a bit more growth on them over the winter period. So I'm gonna now have a shuffle about in the indoor greenhouse and see if I can fit them in there, due to the fact that they're in sort of quite narrow but tall pots. I might be able to get them at the back, hopefully on top of another pot. But again, stacking pots in pots. So for instance, say you've got a big pot like this, obviously it takes up quite a big footprint, but I could easily squeeze or sit that pot in there and instantly obviously you save space. So that's what I'm trying to do inside the greenhouse to get these a bit more growth. The danger of that is I'll lift them and check them regularly, because if these, you know, with most palms with the tap roots, if they can get outside the pot and root into something else, they will, and therefore you could damage it. If you just left it there for 2 or 3 months and then try to lift it, you could damage that tap root. Might set it back a bit. I don't think it'd kill it, because I did have these last year in a similar situation where there's a pot on top of a pot, and I was aware that they that the roots had started coming out the bottom, so I lifted the pot regularly just so it didn't get too good a grip on the second pot, as it were. And then obviously I repotted them into a deeper pot, and that's fine. So yeah, just be aware of that if you're trying to save space and stacking pots, that you could have issues if you're not regularly checking what the roots are doing. Yeah, so again, these have tolerated being outside the grow tent. They're actually down the side here, so they're still getting I don't know what, 14 hours of light a day, but not the temperatures that we're getting inside the greenhouse, which I'm keeping at about 26 degrees during the day and letting it drop to room temperature at night, which is round about 17, 18. So obviously outside that all day they probably sat about 18, 19, so they're not overly happy being a tropical palm. I think a lot of the damage you've seen on the leaves here was sun damage when I put them outside last year. So again, we've got the most recent leaf, you know, pretty much perfect, albeit a little bit of yellow discoloration there. I mean, that is understandable for the temperature and the light conditions. But yeah, I'd be interested to get them in there. We've still got, best case scenario, 2 months of winter. Worst case scenario could be another 3 or 4 months, depending on if we get a late spring like we did last year. So I'll get them in there, try and get a bit more growth going on them. So that is the Areca Catechu, or beetle nut palm. There are a couple of videos on YouTube about these. I think it's sort of South Asia, really, Thailand, that sort of area, so proper tropical. I think the natives do use the berries as a stimulant. Bit of a nut, but a bit stronger than caffeine apparently. They chew on them, but rot your teeth out, so it's not a good idea to do that. Yeah, so hopefully they are quite a thick, they don't feel as thick as they look, but they're quite a thick leaf on these. Nice sort of dark green. They do look good when they're in their best condition, but like I say, these ones aren't at the moment, but I don't really want to lose them over the next couple of months to root rot due to the fact they're not getting enough heat. So get them in there and see what happens. That's the plan. Right, I think we'll leave it there. Just as a sort of side update, we've got the Kentia palm, which is again pretty good houseplant. I don't need a ton of light, so that's just getting some sort of background light from the lights in the greenhouse, and that seems to be doing quite well. It's a decent sized plant, this one. So again, when you get these, see these in I've got this one from Morrison's, 30 quid, and there's about 9 plants in there. I have brought them before and separated them, but this one I just left as a big clump and chucked in a big pot. And that will go outside again for summer in a shadier position. But yeah, they're good looking palms as well. Right, we'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll get a chance to get outside tomorrow and do a video review of the week, if you like, on the weather and see what the plants are doing out there. But like I say, today pouring down with rain, so an indoor video for you. Right, thanks for watching and see you on the next one.